Um, Hi everyone, welcome back and good morning. Yeah. Can everyone hear and see me okay? Okay, perfect. That's great. Um, okay, so can everyone in Tanzania hear me okay? Okay. Hopefully the connection is okay. Please let me know if not. But otherwise, I'll start sharing my screen. Perfect. Okay. Um, I'm not sure share my screen. Okay, perfect. So hopefully everyone can see my screen okay. Today we'll be focusing on deep learning and programming to do with that. And this is going to be a continuation of what we learned yesterday, which was machine learning. So what we did today is going to be kind of in the same category, and we'll just be going through it slowly and one step at a time because this is a really broad and complex field. Yeah. So deep learning is really complex, and we're just gonna start with some pretty simple code just so we can experience it and get used to it. Um, and yeah, so you might be asking why deep learning is so hard. Well, in order to make these machine learning models and do deep learning, it involves a lot of math, statistics, programming, data, and computer science principles. Um, and often this is this involves several years of learning to really write and understand deep learning code. So we're just gonna do our best to gain experience and understand it the best we can. So yeah, so usually when we learn deep learning, we have to follow many steps from Python basics to data understanding to machine learning to principles of deep learning and then implementing deep learning. Um, and after all these basics, we have to get down all these basics in order to start learning deep learning. However, this is the reason why even introductory deep learning courses can feel very hard because there's a lot of steps involved and a lot of background knowledge that needs to be known. Um, so we're gonna do our best. We've already learned some Python basics and some machine learning like yesterday. But for today's class and future classes, we're just gonna do our best to learn through experience and really get it under our hands. So it's kind of like we're going to learn deep learning, kind of how we learn to use our smartphones, um, because we don't actually try to understand how the smartphone works internally. We don't try to learn the code inside of a smartphone. Rather, we learn by using our smartphones and we learn by making mistakes, trying it out, making changes. So, similar to that, we're just going to try out machine learning through experience, just jump straight into coding it, and hopefully, this should make the process a bit more fun and a bit more natural. So, yeah. So, in order to do this, we're going to start by writing simple code. And we're just gonna see how it runs, observe the results, and just keep on repeating this process until we start to understand it and grow familiar with deep learning. This is really similar to as we learned yesterday, supervised learning. We're just gonna keep on repeating and repeating and looking at examples until we start to see more good results and repeating the steps that lead to those good results. So we're not gonna, since this is a coding class, we can't avoid theory completely, but we're gonna do our best to just learn what we need and get straight into the coding aspect of it and get straight into trials. So yeah, deep learning overall is going to be pretty complex, but we're just going to jump straight into it. And hopefully, even if it's a bit confusing at first, we're just going to keep on doing it, and you're going to get used to it over time. Okay. So yeah. So are there any questions so far with the machine learning process or how we're going to go about it? If not, let's get into machine learning then. Into deep learning, sorry. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna get straight into our first project in coding machine learning, which is going to be our supervised learning Lemonade project. I know yesterday we did machine learning. You guys did machine learning with Teachable Machine, and today we'll be doing it with actual coding like Python. Okay, let me just, sorry, 1 second. Okay. So yeah, so I know yesterday we learned about supervised learning versus two types of supervised learning. One is regression and one is classification. So classification is what we did yesterday, which was when we tried to sort photos of cats and dogs into categories, like is this an image, a cat, or a dog? Today we'll be doing the second category of supervised learning, which is regression. Regression is used when we want to predict a number. For instance, what we're going to do today is we're predicting the number of lemonade sales based on the temperature. So you can see we're taking a number and we're getting a number through regression. So yeah, so today we'll be focused on the regression type of supervised learning. So really the key concept underneath regression machine learning is cause leads to effect. Everything has a cause and everything will have a result that follows. And this is a really core concept you need to keep in mind and really remember, because this will allow you to understand the process of deep learning better. You can see that this is a really simple concept, and when we try to actually code it and try to create our machine learning model, it gets a lot more complex. Therefore, I just really recommend keeping these two words in your mind so you can stay focused and not get too confused. Okay, so there are going to be 4 steps into coding and creating and running our machine learning model. So the first step is going to be to prepare the data. And you can see right here that this is the data from the lemonade stand. So let's say you are a lemonade stand owner and you are trying to make a lot of money by selling a lot of lemonade. However, if you prepare too many lemons and make too much lemonade, and no one buys it, then you are going to waste money and waste ingredients. And if you don't prepare enough lemonade, then you're not going to make enough sales. Therefore, you want to predict how many lemonade cups you should make for tomorrow. And one possible way to predict this is by using the temperature to predict how many lemonade cups you're going to sell. So, and if you look at this table, you can see that the sales are changing depending on the temperature. So as temperature increases, the sales also increase. This means that there is a cause and effect relationship between temperature and sales. And since there is a relationship, a cause and effect relationship between these two variables, this means that we can create a supervised learning model with this. So once we get this data and the data has a relationship between each other, then we can use it to train our machine learning model and create and find this relationship between these two variables. The cause is going to be called the independent variable, and the effect is going to be called the dependent variable. So really, collecting this data and understanding the cause and effect is going to be the first step into creating your machine learning model. Okay. So that's our first step of creating our model, preparing the data. If there are any questions at this point, let me know in the chat, in Q&A or Playground. But otherwise, we'll move on to step 2 of creating our machine learning model. Okay, so the second step is creating the machine learning model. And really, when we run machine learning and like code in machine learning, we usually call this a model. The model is the thing that accepts your data and creates a relationship based on the data. And usually creating a machine learning model takes a lot of knowledge. It takes a lot of education. You need to know mathematics, statistics, coding, a lot of it. But as we mentioned before, in today's lesson, we're not going to focus on the theory aspect or like get too technical with the process behind machine learning. Therefore, we're going to be relying on models that are already created and use Google Colab and TensorFlow in order to, and we're going to be using those models and training them with our own data. So this is really this is like the complex step, and we're kind of going to be we're not going to be creating the model, but we're going to be using another model just so we can get experience with machine learning and how it works. Okay, now step 3 is going to be training the model. So once we have the model ready and the structure is built, we are going to be fitting the data, which was step 1, to our model, step 2. And this process is training the model. And this process is called fitting, where we fit the model to the data, just like we say like clothes fit the person. We're like really shaping the model around the data. This process can also be called training the model, training, fitting. They're both the same thing. And you can see at the end of it, we should get a model that is tailored to our data and has a specific relationship. So you can see right here, hopefully as we run our model and train our model, it should figure out that there is a relationship between our cause and effect columns. And the relationship is a 2 times relationship. So as temperature is 30, sales is 60. If it's 24 degrees, there's 48 sales. So you can see it multiplies by 2. So hopefully our model should be able to understand this relationship and apply that relationship in the future. So yeah, step 3 is training the model and getting a relationship. Finally, our fourth step is going to be actually using the model to predict other variables. So this is when we try to use the model to predict tomorrow's sales. So if we say that tomorrow's weather forecast is 15 degrees, then we can put that number into the machine and hopefully learn and predict that tomorrow we'll sell 30 cups of lemonade. This, you can see that this would be very useful so that there's no waste or there is not too little cups of lemonade. Yeah, so hopefully our machine learning model should help us know how many cups of lemonade to prepare. Okay, so this is just a diagram that really summarizes the whole process. So first, we would prepare the data. Second, we build the structure of the model. Third, we train the model using the data. And finally, we use the model to predict our dependent variable. So we will be repeating this process of 4 steps over and over again with different examples, different situations, and hopefully it should become really familiar to you guys. And once we get really confident with this process, hopefully the class will get easier and you guys will feel more confident in creating machine learning models. Okay. So yeah, hopefully after all these explanations, you guys should be able to visualize in your head what should be happening at each step. Even without the pictures, you should be picturing that step 1, preparing the data, kind of involves a table of numbers. Step 2 involves using a machine learning model. Step 3 involves putting the data into the model. And step 4 involves using the model to predict new numbers. So these are going to be the 4 steps of supervised learning that we'll be using today and throughout the rest of classes. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far before we begin our project for today, which is going to be actually coding for the lemonade sales? Any questions at all?